Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, from Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, it's Monday, and you know what that means. It's time for another episode of the Raw Event Center. And now here's the man that will bring you all the wrestling action from Monday Night Raw, Mr. Eric M. Lima.
Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans, 1977, episode 2368 of the show. And this is the final Monday Night Raw before Saturday night's main event and Evolution. That's right. Saturday night's main event coming this Saturday and Evolution this coming Sunday night. We're going to have a lot of fun here. I'm looking forward to it. And we do have a huge announcement to make concerning the women's tag team titles. An NXT team has been chosen, and Zarya and Sol Ruka will be the NXT team representing NXT in the women's tag team titles. So you got the women's tag team champions currently. That will be Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez of the Judgment Day against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, and Zarya and Sol Ruka. Well, who will be the Raw team to represent them? Well, we will find that out. But right now, Seth Rollins and company, Bronson Reed and Paul Heyman, kicked off Monday Night Raw, addressing the Providence, Rhode Island crowd. Yep, Providence, Rhode Island, right next door to mine. All I gotta do is hop on. If I was going to Raw before, I would have hopped in my car and went to 195, which is why I don't live that far away from the highway of 195. And Braun Breaker was the first one to address the Providence crowd about Sami Zayn. And meanwhile, Bronson Reed addresses the Providence crowd about what he's going to do to Jey Uso. And then Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins addressing the Providence crowd about what they're going to do with Penta. And then Finn Balor and Judgment Day hanging out, we're hanging out in the Judgment Day locker room. Finn shining up the titles. Dom and JD McDonough were talking, and then, Roxanne Perez sent a little picture of Liv Morgan, and Liv Morgan's gonna be fine, and she'll come back soon. And then Finn Balor goes, I remember my shoulder. I'm out for 8 months. It doesn't take a whole long time to heal. But then they say, well, you guys are gonna get the job done because Raquel Rodriguez wanted to make sure that Roxanne Perez gets the job done beating Kairi Sane. So they had the match one-on-one. In fact, no, before then, and then Dominic says, who sent me this cake? It wasn't us. And they, and they get well soon, signed AJ, and it was AJ Styles. AJ going, and then Dominic Mysterio goes, I got Dr. Snowes, I got Dr. Snowes, I got Dr. Snowes. Oh my goodness. Shut up about it already. Well, the first matchup of the night was against with the two lovely ladies, Kairi Sane and Roxanne Perez. I thought those were a great matchup because both women are like on the same height, and they can be fast and aggressive, and that's what they. This was a heck of a matchup. Kairi Sane ended up winning the matchup though, but then Raquel Rodriguez not very happy. She got involved during the matchup, but then afterwards though, they started beating up on Kairi Sane, and then. Asuka came in, so I was feeling like, what's Asuka going to do next after losing the Queen in the Ring final to Jade Cargill? Asuka came in, looking good, and she looks great now. She was wearing a leather jacket. I thought she looked so super cool in, and she came to the aid of Kairi Sane fighting off Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. I was kind of hoping that she would spit her mist, but did not do that. So, and as both Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez retreat, it was like the Kabuki Warriors are back together. And then Jackie Ribbon interviews Sami Zayn about his match against Braun Breaker and his situation with Karrion Kross. He said, I got to focus on Braun Breaker right now. And then Scarlett comes into the picture as Sami Zayn leaves, and well, Scarlett says one word, and that's no. Scarlett looks very lovely, though, I might add. And then Anna Pierce talks to American Made, and, Bruce Creed, you dummy. We all know that Chad Gable was the original El Grande Americano. You can't fool us. And then Julius hits him upside the head. And so, but then Ivy now says, I want to be in that battle royal. And then Adam Pearce says, you are now in. You're in. Okay. So, and then the Kabuki Warriors came to talk to Pearce, and they said they want in on Evolution. They want Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. And Adam Pearce says, I can do that for you. How about this? I want to add you guys in the Fatal 4-Way. So the Fatal 4-Way for the women's tag team titles has been set. The Kabuki War, that means Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez are defending those titles against the teams of Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss from SmackDown, the team of Sol Ruka and Zarya from NXT, and the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane from Monday Night Raw. Raquel and Roxanne, good luck to you ladies. Y'all gonna need it. I can imagine Zarya and Raquel Rodriguez. That would be a heck of a day. Or Zarya versus Asuka. I always like Zarya. What happens if Beth Phoenix and LOD had a threesome? You know. But I like Zarya though. She's very pretty. Nikki Bella addresses returning to the ring, and she originally was supposed to face Liv Morgan, but Liv Morgan got hurt. She can't do it. So she will enter the Battle Royal to try to get a shot at the Women's Championship. Sami Zayn is about to enter the ring to face Braun Breaker. And Karrion Kross attacks Sami Zayn with a lead pipe at the entrance. And then Adam Pearce and the rest of the officials came out. Adam Pearce, about fed enough, grabs the lead pipe and throws it away. And everybody's kind of booing Karrion. Everybody's kind of booing and then people are chanting, "We want Kross. We want Kross." So, and these people starting to like Karrion Kross. You know, I think they want to see more of Scarlett, in my opinion, but that's okay. But then during the commercial break, after the commercial break, Sami Zayn was talking, and Pierce was talking to Sami Zayn. "Are you sure you want to go through with this?" He said, "I'm here." And then the medical staff says, "Well, let him go." He's here. So Sami Zayn went one-on-one with Braun Breaker. And it took 3 spears from Braun Breaker to beat Sami Zayn. And Adam Pearce was talking to the War Raiders about getting a shot at the tag team titles. New Day interrupts them, you know, wearing black and veils on their heads, holding black roses in mourning. And then Becky Lynch goes, sorry for your loss. And then I think Becky Lynch is ticked off at Adam Pearce. So what is it all about? So Becky Lynch addresses the Providence crowd about Evolution, where there will be a triple threat for the Women's Intercontinental title. As Becky says, what does Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, who lost when I beat them both, deserve a title shot? But then Bayley comes out to say something to Becky Lynch, but then Lyra Valkyria cuts her off. Lyra Valkyria gets into Becky Lynch's face. Bayley said, "Hey, what's up with that?" And then all 3 women were arguing and taunting each other, and then they started brawling it out, and then Valkyria hits both Bayley and Becky Lynch with the Nightwing, and I do believe that Lyra Valkyria is heck bent on being once again the Women's Intercontinental Champion. Then Seth Rollins talks to Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, and Braun Breaker, and then Paul Heyman came with some news that Sami Zayn is out indefinitely. And then they were all celebrating. So I don't know why you're laughing. You know, Jey Uso is still standing because he won't be after I'm done with him. And then Bronson Reed headed out to the match. And then Jey Uso went one-on-one with Bronson Reed. Uso ended up winning the matchup by disqualification because Bronson Reed grabbed one of the announcer's chair, Michael Cole's chair, and tosses it at Jey Uso. But then Bronson Reed hit him with the tsunami about twice after the matchup, and the officials and Adam Pearce once again getting involved, saying, "Hey, knock it off, it's done." LA Knight addresses Seth Rollins as they're going to face each other at Saturday night's main event. And then Dragon Lee faced El Grande Americano, who looks different. Now, we think with Chad Gable being out, thinking, yeah, we all know he's El Grande Americano, but nope. It seems like Ludwig Kaiser's been taking that role. And I'm not kidding you, that is Ludwig Kaiser. And El Grande Americano defeated Dragon Lee. And then Paul Heyman was talking to Penta about Seth Rollins. Breaker interrupts. And Breaker gets into... And then Penta says, Cero Miedo. Then you got Stephanie McCare, who will be inside the battle royal. She says she's there to dominate. I think she may declare entry in that battle royal and Evolution. And by the way, speaking of the battle royal Evolution, Ava will name her participants from NXT tomorrow night. Tune in on the CW network at 8 o'clock. Meanwhile, Gunther comes out, addresses Providence Proud about Goldberg. He's running his mouth about Goldberg. Goldberg speeds into the parking lot in his car, comes out, heads to the ring, smacks the microphone out of Gunther's hand, punches him, and was about to spear him, but Gunther retreated. Now, you got to remember, on this date, back in 1998, in Atlanta, Georgia, Goldberg defeated Hulk Hogan in front of his hometown crowd in Atlanta, Georgia, to become the new WCW World Heavyweight Champion. Will history kind of repeat itself this coming Saturday at Saturday Night's Main Event? There's only 3 matches at Saturday Night's Main Event. I do believe it will be LA Knight going one-on-one with Seth Rollins. Drew McIntyre one-on-one with Randy Orton. The world title will be on the line. Gunther defends against Goldberg. Then Penta goes one-on-one with Seth Rollins, and Rollins did win the matchup with a curb stop, but then Rollins thought that it was not enough. He tells Paul Heyman to call Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. They show up, but then as Seth Rollins was distracted, he got nailed with a blunt force trauma by LA Knight from behind, and then LA Knight ran off. So LA Knight kind of ruined the plans for Rollins and company to take out Penta. That didn't work out. So, we all know the matches for Saturday Night's Main Event, but there could be more added once it's over. Once SmackDown is over. And as you know, I'll run down the Evolution card so far. All the titles of each brand is on the line. The Women's World title from Raw on the line is Io Sky. The lovely Io Sky defends against Rhea Ripley. Meanwhile, the SmackDown title will be on the line as Trish Stratus goes against the lovely Hall of Famer. Let's try that again. The Raw Women's Championship will be on the Women's World Championship will be on the line from the Raw side as Io Sky defends it against Rhea Ripley, who has yet to pick up a victory over Io in one-on-one competition. Then Tiffany Stratton will defend the WWE Women's Undisputed Championship against the lovely Hall of Famer Trish Stratus. The NXT Women's Championship on the line with more implications. JC Jane defends it against Jordynne Grace. The winner of that match will defend that title against Masha Slamovich in a title versus title match. That means one woman's going to walk out with both titles at Slammiversary. And if Masha Slamovich ends up winning, we're going to see Masha Slamovich more on NXT, which will be a lot of fun to see. And the women's fatal 4-way match for the women's tag team title on the line as Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan's fill-in Roxanne Perez defend the tag team go against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss from SmackDown. Soruka and the lovely Zarya from NXT, and the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and the lovely Kairi Sane from Monday Night Raw. And then the triple threat match for the Women's Intercontinental title. Becky Lynch defends the goal against her former horsewoman stablemate Bayley and her former protege Lyra Valkyria. Meanwhile, there'll be a no-holds-barred match. Jade Cargill one-on-one with Naomi, and then you get the Women's Battle Royal. Again, tomorrow night on NXT. Ava will announce those participants representing NXT. Very interesting who they choose. So, I want to thank everybody for tuning into the show. Also, tomorrow night will be the final NXT before Great American Bash. That's coming up too, so this is a huge moment here. Everybody's going to be busy this weekend. Whale City Festival doesn't look that promising weather-wise, but then again, people have always been wrong. We will find out for sure what exactly is going to happen. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in to episode 2368 of the show. And we're going to get ready tomorrow. Speaking of tomorrow, we got High Rollers and we got NXT. Going to have some fun there. And I just got back from the match game with Danny Lewis. Check Game Show Fan 2001. Check out his channel. My appearance on the match game will be very soon. So, we'll conclude this video for now. And until the next video comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. So, goodbye for now.
That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E and Do It for Bob Saget production, and in association with a Raving Bull for 3000 Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. See you later on the next episode of the show. Goodbye for now.